Hello, this is Rick. What I'm doing is I'm videoing evidence of demands I'm sending to the New York State and local retirement systems. I'm a retired police officer, and I get a pension every month. I am not an employee, but they're treating me like one. My pension money is my property. You see here, they're sending $36.75 a month. They've been doing this for quite a while, and I cannot get a response. The attorney in the matter, a Robert Coughlin, who is basically a coward and a career pension attorney, refuses to take my phone calls and is attempting to get me to go to a hearing, an administrative hearing, where I can have the opportunity to offer relevant evidence. Well, the way the law works, it's the other way around. They have to show me evidence that they're allowed to take my property. I'm a divorced man. I have a divorce agreement. And what happened was family court sent in a fake court order to the Department of Child Support Enforcement Agency, and then they sent one of their fake documents, and this is what it looks like. Let me show you right here. This here is supposed to be some type of court order. You see here, it's being sent to the New York State local retirement system, and it has my children's name. You see the dates of birth. They're over the age of 21. They type in how much money they want to send. See what they're sending here? They're asking for $36.75 a month, way over the amount. And if we look on the back here, see where it says signature of judge and issuing? There's not, it's blank. It's always been blank because there is no such person. This is an administrative process that the New York State agencies go along with, because New York State makes a lot of money off of these fake income withholding orders. Now, an income execution order comes from a court. It's signed by a judge. It's entered by a clerk. This is just a cheap imitation of one. If you were to see a real one, it looks just like this. So this is a forgery. So Robert Coughlin, me and him have been sparring for about a year now, and he doesn't like to follow the law. He just thinks he's treating me like with the same rules as all their employees do. Once you're retired, you're retired. Your pension is your property. Your property is secured by the New York State Constitution, Article 1, Sections 1, 2, and 6, and the United States Constitution, Amendment 4, from warrants and search and seizures, 5, due process, 7, you have a right to a trial of $20 or more with a jury, and 14, which is the one that defends me from this, is any rule or procedure that abridges my constitutional rights is called a color of law violation, and that's what they're doing. And they've stolen $140,000 from in the last 4 years. And I'm going to show it again. $36.75. That's $42,000 a year that they've been stealing since. Let me see how many I got here. I got a bunch here. I got so many. Look at all the paperwork I got here. This is all from these criminals. And I'm also fighting the criminals in family court. The family court, I sent on April 29th at 11:51 a notice to judicial notice demand to vacate the order. And I guarantee you they'll ignore this order. Because that's what they do. And they're rolling on it. The courts are rolling on it. Look, see? All this lost money. And I'm showing you this video from my apartment. I used to have a nice house. So all these criminals in the courts who are defended by knucklehead court officers who don't know what they're doing. So if anybody has anything better to do, how about shooting an email to Mr. R. Coughlin at osc.state.newyork.us. You could try using the phone too, but he He doesn't call back. He's a coward. He hides. I got him on the phone one time, and I asked him for the name of the judge and the name of the clerk who issued the court order, because it doesn't exist. And he said, "Oh yeah, let me get back to you." I never heard back from him. That was in July of 2015. So, if anybody's bored and you have nothing better to do, shoot an email to this coward and ask him why he's sending my money to the Office of Child Support Enforcement Agency. And on the back, what I do is I put these little notes on the back so they know what they're getting, and I send it certified mail. Because I have in here from the Office of Child Support Enforcement, I have the actual from their paperwork stating the when they don't have to enforce these fake IWOs. They're called income withholding orders. And if you have a agreement, as I do, from being divorced, I have an agreement where my lying ex-spouse waived to have child support taken right out of my check, and the support magistrate, who's nothing but a fake, she's a surrogate judge, she's pretend, and what she did was she retroactively changed my child support, and here it says prohibition against retroactive modification. And see this here? This is from the Administration of Children's Family. These are their rule books. These are the rules they're supposed to be following. So that's how I tackled them. I went, because I used to be a police officer. You go and you check the rules. I went and checked all the rules. I found out, oh my God, I got all these rules in my favor, and they just ignore me. Like right here, this income withholding order. They've been telling me for 3 years now this is a court order. And then look what it says here. It's income withholding for support, and it's issued by a Child Support Enforcement Agency. It's not a court. It's not checked by a court, so it's an administrative order. Administrative agencies cannot create court orders. Only courts of law can do it. That's under the judicial branch. So what happens is we have an agency within the executive agency of the government creating their own orders and enforcing them at the same time. What they're supposed to do is go to court like everybody else is supposed to do, get an order, and then what happens is that order is entered and recorded with the clerk's office. Well, there's no record of that anywhere, that there's some kind of money judgment against me. But then I got to do battle with these knuckleheads in the child support. Right here is a child support correspondence, because you can't see these people face to face. And they claim I owe $20,000 because a woman named Sudeep Kaur, who's a support magistrate, which is just a fake name. It's to make it sound, magistrate sounds like she's a judge, but she's not. She's a non-judicial court employee. And what she did was she all by herself went back to 2007, and I was paying the maximum amount of child support. I was paying 25% of $80,000. $80,000 was the maximum amount you could pay, which was $670 biweekly. That's what I was paying. So she, to cover her ass, because I caught her in so many lies, that she went and retroactively modified it, and going back saying I should have been paying $1131 biweekly, creating a $40,000 debt just by in stroke of one pen. And remember, I just showed you before that retroactive modification is prohibited by the federal government. But, they get 66 cents on every dollar from the federal government from what they steal from you. A lot of people don't know that. You got to learn that. Anyway, I'm posting this online as for my protection and to teach a few people. And again, if you have nothing better to do, shoot an email to that Bob Coughlin. Everybody have a good night.